Today, I got a hot video for you, especially with what's going on in the world. I've got my top defense stocks that I want you to take a look at. Now, there's a couple of things that you need to stay to the end of the video for. One, I'm going to give you some really good insight on how to play these and what it's all about. And number two, I got a little special surprise for you at the end. Make sure you stay. All right, so let's get right into it. My top defense stock plays. This is something I asked about yesterday if you wanted to see it. And overwhelmingly, you said yes, you did. First play I want you to take a look at is Boeing. Why? And I want to tell you a little something about each one of these companies that I want you to take a look at. Boeing is one of the world's two main suppliers of large commercial aircraft, and also one of the largest U.S. defense contractors, especially in a time like this. The company produces military aircraft, space systems, missile defense systems, satellites, space vehicles, and battle management systems for the U.S. Department of Defense. Next is Northrop Grumman. Northrop Grumman is one of the world's largest weapons and military technology producers. Northrop shares reacted negatively to the company's recent news that it doesn't plan to bid to be the prime contractor for the U.S. Air Force Next Generation Air Dominance Program. Could that hold it back? Next one, General Dynamics produces a range of vehicles, systems for the U.S. military. And this came from an article that I found online. Epstein says demand for the company's combat systems segment has strengthened and anticipates that robust revenue growth will help the company offset margin pressures from supply chain challenges and new program launches. Of course, Lockheed Martin, nearly $66 billion in 2022 for sales. Lockheed makes, of course, the F-22 and F-35, the best fighters in the world. Yes, I'm biased. The U.S. and its allies have 3,100 F-35s on order through 2035, making Lockheed one of the best defense stocks for steady, long-term revenue. Keep that in mind, okay? Meanwhile, Lockheed has the key hypersonic weapons in the works. Hypersonic missiles can travel at more than 5 times the speed of sound, over a mile a second, and are highly maneuverable. In February, Lockheed won a $1.2 billion contract for the first U.S. sea-based hypersonic strike capability. And the last one of the big companies, Raytheon, doesn't make warships or fighters, but it has a role in a wide range of important military platforms led by other contractors. It is the product of the 2020 merger between Raytheon and Defense Electronics and Missile Specialists, UTI, which makes aircraft engines and a variety of other aerospace parts. So those are the big companies. I wanted to give some information on why these companies are good potential plays. Now, will conflict move defense stocks? And this is a big part of the story. Defense companies initially traded up when the war started, and this was for Ukraine. But they have given up those gains in the months since. I wanted to give some perspective on why some of these companies you were in since the Ukraine war haven't been moving. The conflict is likely to add defense sales in the years to come through replenishment of weapons sent to Ukraine as European allies look to strengthen their military muscle. But investors need to understand that defense projects tend to have multi-year timetables. That's why these stocks move over time. And the big move because of Israel, just keep that in mind. Any near-term sales boost from the conflict is likely not going to be large. This is me teaching you how to fish right here. Defense stocks, like many industrials, tend to be more plodding than high-flying technology or biotech stocks. Defense stocks are best suited for who? Income-oriented investors seeking steady growth and rising dividends rather than immense valuation increases. So I wanted to address that issue of why many of these defense stocks weren't rocking and rolling during the beginning of the Ukraine war, or started and then waned off. I'm saying that it could be possibly the same scenario here, but that doesn't mean you can't take advantage of the short-term moves now. Let's get into the software, and let's start with the sector viewer. I've got the sector viewers sorted by alphabet. So aerospace and defense is at the top of the list. Out of 41 sectors, it sits at number 26. It's got a relative value below 1, relative safety below 1, relative timing below 1. So I wanted to add that extra bit of information of these are stocks that slowly go up over time. We got a pop, went up 4% yesterday. That's a big jump. But is that going to be the mainstay going forward? I'm not going to be able to tell you that yes, absolutely. But I think, again, because Israel is an ally, these stocks have a bigger potential for pop. What I went through is I looked at all of the industries in that sector, OEM, electric, and manufacturers, and I cherry-picked some of the best stocks for you. Now, the special bonus part of it, I'm not ready to tell you that yet, but there is a special bonus part to it. And let's take a look at my top stocks in this space right now. And these are the ones that I just showed you on the slides. Lockheed Martin, General Dynamics, Northrop Grumman. DFEN is the ETF that tracks. And someone says, I've never seen DFEN move this much. And again, now you understand why. These are not generally poppy stocks that go boom, boom, boom. These are longer term plays, but nice move. The biggest mover out of all of them, if you want to play the whole space instead of looking at individual stocks, DFEN is the way to go, but it is a triple leverage. And just as quickly as it can go up is as quickly as it go down. I can go graph all of these real quick on my new favorite layout. Now, a lot of people are asking me, Glenn, did you give up on the 3 and the 8? Absolutely not. I did not. I just like this graph layout to introduce a lot of people to NVV Nation about this, but you need to have the VectorVest software in order to utilize it. Lockheed Martin, big jump up yesterday. It's got a big gap to fill. Nothing is telling me that it's okay to go now. I'm only playing momentum on it right now. Let's go look at the next one. General Dynamics, bigger play, another gap up, very little wick at the top, no wick at the bottom. Not quite an entry, but look, trend is there by way of the MPI. Let's go look at the next one, Northrop Grumman. Look, early entry, big jump, trend's not there yet. But again, because it's Israel, these stocks have the tendency, all of these stocks have gapped up. I'm going to let you know that they're going to have a tendency to try to retrace or close the gap. So I like these plays, but I do like them short term. If they start pulling back, be very careful with these plays. RTX going down, Boeing. All of these have been beaten up, but now with the spur of the news that's going on, they're looking like they want to turn around. Now, here's the special bonus. Someone wanted me to look at cheaper stocks in the space. So I've got 4 cheaper stocks in the space to use as well. Let's go. The KTOS, TATT, SIF, and JOBY. Let's graph all of these real quick. Now, again, being that this is a speculative space right now, or a space that may not have longevity, I want you to pay specific attention to these because they are lower dollar stocks. KTOS, I do like trend starting, and we've got a timing to get in. Keep your eyes on this. It is a little choppy back and forth. Next one, TATT, timing. Boom, get in. The trend is already there. I like the play. Let's go to the next one, SIF. Nicely moving higher. Be careful of it being parabolic, but nice move yesterday. And the last one, Joby. Not quite there yet, but a cheap stock that should be able to take advantage of the move to the upside. Now, folks, the little bit of information of knowing that these may not be longer term plays, these may be shorter term plays, take it as it comes. These are my top picks. And again, if you like what you saw here, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel and you like the content, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Folks, that's it for the video today. It is over. Let's go make some money. Hey, VV Nation, did you know that there are 7 deadly sins that can keep you from consistently making money in the market? If you would like to know more about those sins, and if you are falling victim to any of them, he goes right now to www.vectorvest.com/YT7sins to get your free report. You don't want to miss out on this, so do that right now.